Hi everybody, it's day number 6 of Adrenal Fatigue Diaries, and honestly it is 13 days I think since I started the video, so I took a week off. Just had a lot going on and I've been working a ton. I found something fantastic which I have to share with all of you, and it has temporarily cured my adrenal fatigue. However, there are side effects, so if you're taking it, I don't know, just take notes and actually read. I've actually suggested herbal supplements to people before. I've suggested all kinds of over-the-counter things to people, and I've told them, you know, take it twice a week, take it 3 times a week. Take it, you know, this, whatever. And instead of taking it twice a week, 3 times a week, it was DHEA. These people took it twice a day or 3 times a day. So pay attention, listen, okay? If you want to know how to do this, you have to listen. It's very, very specific on this amino acid. The amino acid's called 5-HTP. You can find it at CVS, online, all kinds of different places. I did a ton of research on all kinds of different supplements, amino acids, vitamins, before taking this vitamin. But I figured, you know, I've tried everything else, so I might as well try it. It has made a huge difference. I had taken tyrosine before, but I had not taken tyrosine in conjunction with anything that was really helpful before. So this is the first time that I've actually taken anything that's helped me that it's not prescription. I have not been able to get any doctor to help me with my adrenal fatigue. I was tested for thyroid, and it, you know, test came back normal. I now know that if you take biotin or biotin, B-I-O-T-E, NE, it is in your multivitamins. If you take that or you are on that and you do a thyroid test, it will skew your results. That's it. The last person who tested me was over a year and a half ago. I had a physician's assistant that tested me. I don't know if she didn't know this or if it mattered, but I went to the doctor yesterday and I told him when I started taking the 5-HTP. Don't worry, I'll give you the recipe on how much to take in a minute. But the basic rundown he gave me was, you know, I told him I want you to test me for cortisol, saliva test. I want to be tested for all the thyroid panels. I want hormone, whatever you can do, test me for everything. And I was thrilled to get a response from him, Dr. Willis in Templeton. I will plug you. He's a great doctor, and he actually did a blood pressure test with me laying down, sitting up, and then standing up. And my blood pressure was completely different every time I did one of those actions. If you have a problem with your cortisol, then when you're laying down and you stand up again, your blood pressure changes completely. There's another test you can do with the, that I just read about. I found a YouTube video actually, and then I started to read up on it. It seems legit, but it is a flashlight test that you test your own pupils, and you look at your pupils in the mirror in a dark room, because your pupils don't dilate correctly when you have cortisol problems and imbalances. So that's something else that I will give you a link to in the link below in the description, so that you can go and do your own test. This guy was really insightful. It's somebody on YouTube. Yeah, so do that. Make sure your doctor actually pays attention to you and listens to you. I've had this other doctor that I tried to get her to listen to me, and like I said, she wasn't an actual doctor MD. She's a physician's assistant, I believe. And the problem was just that she just kept trying to give me antidepressants. And if you have adrenal fatigue or you have thyroid problems, you people know exactly what I'm talking about, because they're trying to do the same thing to you on a consistent basis. They're always trying to give us antibiotics, antidepressants. They're, even painkillers. They've had people that, my friend had migraine headaches, and they're just like, oh, let's give you lots of painkillers. These don't solve any problems, and they're not the solution because it's just a Band-Aid that you're putting over something. And then a lot of cases, it, you know, it's going to cause more issues later. So what I've tried to do is use, you know, the most natural means and the most effective thing that I could get a hold of over the counter. And it's worked wonders for me, wonders. So let me tell you how I took it. Okay, so 5-HTP, it's a 50 milligram tablet. I took one in the morning and one at night. I did that for 7 days. And I took tyrosine. I split all my tyrosine pills in half. I get them from GNC. But I know that there's a lot of contraindications with tyrosine. You don't want to take too much. If you take a lot of it, you will be awake. It is the same as 5-HTP. You cannot take too much of it. It will overstimulate your brain, and then you'll have problems with thoughts, and you'll also be too stimulated. It's the same as if you had taken too many antidepressants or something like that. So 5-HTP, I took it for 7 days on that regimen, which was really according to directions, but also according to what I had read about. And the tyrosine, I had taken 1/2 of a pill with every dose. I took 1/2 a pill of the tyrosine, which I think was probably 200 milligrams or something similar. I'm not sure. I could check for you. Anyway, I had taken very little dosage, and I know I took the tyrosine 1/2 of a pill every morning, and I believe I took another 1/2 a pill like 4 times a week. I didn't take it every time. On the 7th day, I woke up, and I was awake, and it's the first time in probably 7 years. There's some birds going on crazy on here. Birdies, be quiet! It had been years since I woke up. Oh my gosh, be quiet! What are you talking about? My goodness. I also have red-tailed hawks here, so like... Oh my gosh, you guys! What is your deal? They're having a conversation. Yeah, so I was thrilled. I was thrilled to wake up in the morning. Just super excited about life and the fact that I had found a cure. And if it was not a cure forever, then at least it was a cure for that day. For that day, I knew I would be normal. I would feel normal. And I was so excited, you guys. Super excited. So, that night I did take my HTP. I did not take the tyrosine. I know you're just not supposed to have as much of that, and you're not supposed to have tons of it. Be quiet! Birdies! My goodness, so loud around here. I'm in the middle of nowhere on a ranch. But there's lots of noise apparently in nature. Okay, so this is what I did. After that day, I had taken the next day. That night I did take the 5-HTP at night. I didn't know my dosage, so I figured that I would just test the waters. And I did another day. So day 9, I took it in the morning. And I took it at night again. And so day 10, I had taken it in the morning. And that day, I felt like I had taken too much. I had a headache. And I felt a little too wired. Do you know what I mean? So I just, you know, I said, well, okay. I figured out my limit, the limit for me. So once I got this 5-HTP in my system, the amino acids have been working, the tyrosine's been working in conjunction. I've cut my dosage. So what I do now is I just take the tyrosine. I'll take 2 pills twice a week. So it's not very much, very little. I try to explain to the doctor because he's like, you're taking 5-HTP and that's a big deal. And I'm like, but it's not dependent drug. It's completely different than if I was on antidepressant, sorry. Antidepressants, if you do not take your dose every day, you feel like crap, you feel terrible. It's very difficult to wean yourself from the drug without the doctor supervising. So in this way, I've been able to, you know, to do it myself, to self-regulate. So at the moment, I am only taking 50 milligrams HTP in the morning, and I take the equivalent of 2 tyrosine pills per week. That's it. That's all I'm taking. And I feel great. I'm a little tired today because I've just been stressed and just doing a ton. But yesterday I was just great. And I'm honestly, like, I'm at work and I'm having a great time, and I feel like I'm having a good day today. And it's every day's been like that for the past week or so. I'd say half a week or so. It's been more than a week. So I started 2 weeks ago. And it's been a week since I had a breakup a week ago, so I've been trying to deal with that stress of that. But yeah, so I feel pretty good actually, which, you know, I mean, I am not thrilled with a breakup. It's not great times, but I don't know. I might have been more depressed or more unhappy if I had the fatigue weighing me down. And don't get me wrong, this is not a cure-all, fix-all forever for the entire time of your life. It's not going to do that. You can only take the 5-HTP. It's indicated for only 2 months to 3 months. And after that time, you have to wean yourself off of it, and you have to take a break from the drug, the amino acid, in order to make sure that you don't have any dependence on it. It does affect your brain chemistry. The tyrosine also affects your glands, but in a lower sense, it does actually affect your, your serotonin. So let me explain the 5-HTP, what it does. 5-HTP blocks some of your receptors in your brain and your synapses. In order to get more serotonin that's free and available, what it does is it blocks some of the receptors from reabsorbing the serotonin. So therefore, there's more serotonin floating in the spaces in between the synapses. That way, the serotonin can be used by the other synapses when they need it. So the other parts of your brain are available to get it. So it's similar to what happens when you have some of these antidepressants. The difference is that your body already makes 5-HTP. Your body already makes tyrosine. This isn't a compound that you're putting in your body that your body doesn't make already and isn't already using on a regular basis. All you're doing is you're increasing the amount of it. Okay? So I hope I explained that correctly. If you have any questions for me, put them down in the box, in the comments, and I will try and get back to you, of course. I am so excited about this, and I'm excited about getting my test done. The cortisol test, the doctor's going to do a cortisol test. It was really funny because he was totally against the idea of doing a cortisol test. He didn't want to do it. He actually said to me, he's like, well, okay, I agree with these other tests. I'll run the thyroid test and I'll do these other tests for you. But he said, I just don't agree with this cortisol test. The chances that your cortisol is messed up is very low. And I don't think you have that problem, he said. But just to make sure, we'll do the blood pressure test. And the blood pressure test, of course, totally failed it. Totally failed. Because when I stand up, I do get lightheaded. And sometimes I'm just in the store and I'm lightheaded. And I'm fatigued. And before the 5-HTP, I was extremely fatigued. Now, I'm also highly improved because of my diet. So I'd really like to do another video on the diet. Before you watch that video, I will give you a very simple and easy diet to follow. Breakfast, oatmeal. Go outside and sit in the sun within an hour of waking up. You have to do that. The vitamin D in the sun affects your body, and it actually helps you to feel awake during the day, and it affects your adrenal glands. At night, go to bed at a sensible hour. There's also something called a red light treatment, where you put red light bulbs, and you put red light bulbs in your house, and that's the only lighting you have an hour before you go to bed, and it affects your adrenal glands. Very cool things. Okay, so breakfast oatmeal. Okay, do it. For lunchtime, I have some kind of a protein. Now, You can do protein like meat, or you could do protein a vegetable or a fruit. You can eat some bananas. Bananas, you want to eat lots of protein. You want to have potassium, magnesium. I have a list of supplements that I'm taking. So other than the biotin, which I have to cut out, I've taken over, I told the doctor too, I'm on like 30 different supplements, which honestly, they've improved my life dramatically. I've been taking ashwagandha root for years, and that was the first one that I actually started taking that made a difference, helped a lot. And the effects are less noticeable if you're not on other supplements that don't help also. So if you're on a lot of vitamins, I'll do another video on that, but I'm going to have to lay out all my vitamins, explain to you why they're important. Something that some people are not taking that they should be taking, I will tell you. Calcium, zinc. Take them. Calcium can only absorb when you are eating or drinking certain things. So if you eat a bunch of broccoli, but then you know, you're eating another food that cancels out the calcium, or the absorption is not available, it won't work. So vitamin D is necessary in order to get your calcium to be absorbed in your system. If you're not taking your vitamins correctly, or you're eating the wrong foods, it's not going to work. They basically are not useful. You can't absorb calcium without vitamin D. You have to make sure your vitamin D is good. You need it to be taking a lot of it. Don't worry about vitamin D overdosing. You can't. Vitamin D is fine. Iron you can overdose on. Don't take too much of that. You can take it twice a week. That's it. Don't take it more than that. I mean, unless you have a serious anemia problem. I don't. That's not my major problem. So 2 to 3 times a week is fine for iron. It's not a big deal. But it's also in a lot of multivitamins, so if it's in there, I probably don't need it. And you eat like a good amount of healthy foods. You have to eat fruits and vegetables. So lunches, I usually have a salad of some kind. I always have either strawberries, blueberries, some kind of blueberries. I get the Evolution drinks to drink with my lunch. It's always going to be the celery, cucumber, or kale mixes. You can get the one, it's apple juice with, I think celery. There's one that's ginger that I think it's a different brand. It's not Evolution, it's a different brand. There's one called Soba. Soba's fantastic. I can go over these later in another video, but you can find them at Starbucks. Starbucks has Evolution drinks, and Target. Target always has these Evolution drinks, or they have the Soba drinks, which are very similar. It's basically literally vegetables mixed with juice in a blender. They did it for you. You don't even have to do the work. You just have to pay another, couple dollars to get these vitamins in your body. It's very important that you're taking them, that you're eating and drinking the right foods. Hi, kitty cat. For dinner, I've had a variety of foods, but really trying anything that's whole grain. No white flour. I'm sorry. You can't have white flour. No sugar. If you have sugars on a regular basis, you need to just cut down. So today I had a grande mocha frappuccino at Starbucks, but I wouldn't have anything larger than a grande, and I've cut way back on coffee. Your body can only process 2 servings of coffee per day, 2 servings of caffeine. That means even if you have a soda and then you have a coffee later, that's it. That's all your body can take. You can't take any more because it will carry over into the next day and it damages your body. Okay, so 2 servings of caffeine every day. Sodas, I never drink soda. High fructose, no high fructose. Don't do it. It's bad. It hurts everything in your body. Sugars, very little. Fruit juices are better. If you're going to have sugar, you're going to have some kind of mix with your tea, coffee, oatmeal, if you want to put stuff on it. On my oatmeal, I put natural honey. You can put clover honey on there, a little bit. And then you can put stevia. Stevia is great. It comes in an actual container now, like sugar. So you can just buy it, and then you can just sprinkle it on whatever you want. It tastes good. It's fine. It works. Sometimes you have to put some regular sugar or honey to get it to taste right on certain foods. But to be honest, since I've cut back on sugar, I really haven't craved sugary things or sweets. I have very little candy. Sometimes I'll have candies. Dark chocolate, totally fine. don't eat a lot of it because it's got sugar. You know, for dinner, I've been doing more of the like Amy's healthy drinks and foods and stuff like that. But soy, no soy, no soy. If I get a natural dinner and it has soy in it or it has tofu, don't eat it. I just don't eat it. I set it aside. Soy is really bad. It messes with all of your hormones, especially estrogen. No, it confuses everything. You don't want that. Okay, don't do that. If I'll go through you guys, especially women, on what you want to do with your hormones after certain times of the month. You want to take certain vitamins to help equalize the stuff. But soy, don't do it. Don't do anything soy. Period. No soy. You guys are going to think I'm crazy to say that, but no soy. Soy messes up everything. So dinner, sensible dinner. I've had all kinds of different dinners. Low fat. I don't have a ton of hamburgers. Sometimes I will do a hamburger. If I'm on the go, I work constantly, so I'll try more likely to get chicken fajita pita, Jack in the Box. That's my go-to right there. You can get Wendy's. Wendy's is the best for just lots of choices. You can get chicken salads. They have avocado salad, El Pollo Loco. El Pollo Loco is great for if you're on the go, you just want to grill some chicken, you want to get some avocado. They have the guacamole. Guacamoles, should be eating it constantly. I have 2 servings of guacamole right now waiting for me. Guacamole, salsa, corn chips, corn tortilla chips, totally fine. No white flour. There's no white flour in the corn tortilla chips. So corn, totally fine. However, it's fried in oil. So oils like soybean oil, soy. If you read and you buy vegetable oils and you see these things that are fried at the not just the grocery store, but also like fast food, they're fried in soybean oil. So again, you're taking in soy and soybean oil, which is not good. Those are all bad oils. Good oils, coconut oil, butter, real butter. Real butter's fine. Don't have a ton of it because it has saturated fat. However, it's much better to have real butter than to have vegetable oil. Having vegetable oil like soybean oil, it's just not good. I know, kitty. My neighbor kitty. Trying to think of what else I do for dinners. I'm just trying to eat light and healthy and not anything that's terrible. Like I said, I will indulge in a hamburger from time to time, but I've lost weight because I'm eating less saturated fats. All I did was really cut out more sugars, eat more whole grains. Whole grains are great. Potatoes, bananas, fruits and vegetables, cucumbers, all the stuff that's going to come in a Greek salad, totally fine. I don't always eat all of the feta cheese, but a lot of it, it's good. That's a quick diet tip right there for you. Don't be eating a lot of hamburgers and no white flour. If you have a bun, just don't eat the bun. Or you can eat some of the bun, but not all of it. If you have to go to In-N-Out because you're just one of those people that needs it. KFC, you can get the tenders. From time to time, you don't need to be, eating that all the time because what is it? It's white flour that they use to fry things. So even eating nuggets, anything that's breaded, the bread has flour in it. So you see, everything that we're eating is just, it's all ingrained in our culture. Pizza. I don't have it very often, and I don't really eat the crust. So there you go. And over the last year since I've instituted these diet changes, I've had a lot of great healthy, I've lost like, I think it was 12 pounds since last year they weighed me. I went to the doctor again. It was over 12 pounds that I lost just from diet alone. And then with the 5-HTP, I will tell you people, I have a ton of more energy. And I'm only taking it in the morning. So now it's just 150 milligram in the morning. And then tyrosine, taking it twice a week. You can also cut the pills in half and then take them 4 times a week if you want to. Only take tyrosine in the morning. Don't take tyrosine at night if you don't have to. If you have extreme fatigue like I did when I first started these drugs, I would take this stuff at night I was taking the 5-HTP at bed, and then I would totally go to sleep because my fatigue was so extreme. Didn't make any difference. Now it matters. If I took an 5-HTP now before I went to bed, I would be wired and I wouldn't be able to sleep. I don't know if you guys know this also, B12. You can't take B12 in the afternoon. You have to take it in the morning. So Zip Fizz, all these energy drinks. Oh, energy drinks, no energy drinks. Don't ever do energy drinks. None of them. Guarine, taurine, they're all horrible. They eat your glands. They eat away at your adrenal glands. Don't do that. 5-Hour Energy is the one. I think it has the tons of vitamin B12. You can take some of that. Just take some. Drink like 2 sips of it in the morning. That's it. You have enough B12 for the entire day based on 2 sips of that drink. That drink is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. And the thing about the B12 is, yeah, you'll crash later, but also, like, you can't sleep. B12 takes forever to get out of your system. It builds up in your system, and then after 3 days, you can sleep finally. It's like crack, man. Do not take that stuff too much. Just a little bit in the morning, that's it. And I have a B12 pill that I take. I take it like twice a week. Like the extra, it's like called Brain Power or something. It's got a bunch of B12 in it. I just take it twice a week. I don't want any more than that, and otherwise I won't be able to sleep. And it's difficult to balance these things with adrenal fatigue. I have to go feed this cat. Okay, I know nobody fed you. It's the neighbor's cat. Well, it's the farm cat. I'm on a farm. So this is my ranch that I'm on now, which I love. It's fantastic. My new car, ranch next door. This is the garden area, we call it. The horses, I got some goats over there. Not my goats, none of these animals belong to me. Anyway, I hope this is really helpful. I will be doing more videos, trying to help you guys with these issues with adrenal fatigue, how to balance these different supplements, amino acids. Do not take more than is prescribed by your Amy. Just don't do it. By your Zanina. So, you won't have too many problems if you take it correctly. Do not take multiple doses of things every day and or forget how much you're supposed to take of anything. If you're unsure in any way, you need to write down a schedule. You need to take notes and write them down. You need to change your diet, or you're not going to make progress, you guys. You have to change your diet. And it sucks. It's really hard to do, especially if you're dating someone or you're with someone who doesn't support your health changes, and you're changing diet. Like, I tried to do a liver detox, and I couldn't even do the diet for it because the guy I was dating at the time was totally unsupportive and didn't help me. No, we have to do it. We have to do it for ourselves. Milkweed. Look up on milkweed if you want to do a liver detox. You take it twice a day for, I would say, 4 or 5 days. After that, that's it. You're cleaned out. You don't need to keep taking it. You can supplement it a couple times a week. That's it. You don't need to keep taking it. Once you've drained out your system, and it'll just make you sick if you take tons of it. Okay? All right. And I'll see you next time. We'll talk more about diet and supplements. Thank you. Bye.